Hi everyone and welcome to the 5th installment in my favourites of 2021 series where I go through each and every category listing my favourite products. Today is the turn of all things eyes. So we're going to run through favourite eyebrow products, favourite eye primers, favourite eyeliners, favourite eyeshadows, favourite mascaras. As per usual, I'm going to talk about my ultimate favourite products. If those ultimate favourite products aren't affordable and cruelty-free, I'll also give you my favourites in those categories as well. So let's jump straight into it. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name's Gemma. I upload 2 to 3 videos here on YouTube every single week. I'm also on Instagram if you fancy checking me out over there. And I'd really appreciate it if by the end of this video, you would click on that subscribe button and also the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Let's go straight into brows, and this year I found some new ultimate favourites. I know, shock horror. I think I've had the same ultimate favourites for 3 years running. This year things have changed a little bit. So I still love my NYX Micro Brow in ash brown. It's still amazing, but as the fashion trends have changed slightly, and I do like to have a fuller brow now rather than just, you know, shape my brows by filling them in, I've enjoyed using another product more than I have my NYX Micro Brow Pencil. Don't all fall off your chairs. Honestly, this product is brilliant and it is still by NYX, so it's affordable and cruelty-free as well as being my ultimate favourite. This is the Lift and Snatch by NYX in the same shade as my usual shade, which is ash brown, and this is a pen fill. So I could actually fill in my brows with my NYX Micro Brow Pencil and then just fill in where I need with this. But I found that I get quite a natural look skipping the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, going in with my brow gel first to style my brows exactly where I want them, and then just using this with very light strokes, fill in where I want them to be filled. So they look as full as I want them to on that day. This doesn't fade on me. I have tried so many brow pens that either go semi-green or fade into nothingness. I don't find this does that. This just stays the same as when I first applied it all the way through the day. So it's really long lasting. I really like it. It's one of those products that's very, very easy to use. It doesn't splodge out all over the place. This product doesn't bleed as soon as it hits my skin. It's just really easy and simple and quick to use, and I have been loving it. This is my ultimate favourite brow pen, and it covers all angles. So let's move on to my ultimate favourite brow styler or brow gel. Ever since this came out and I started using it, and this is really dirty, let me just clean it. It's well used. That's embarrassing. Okay, I have been loving this. This is the Refi Brow Sculpt. This is going to be an acquired taste because this works at its best when the brows are stuck to the skin behind it. You don't have to use it that way, but I do find you get the best out of it if you do use it that way. This has unbelievable hold. I put this on at 9 o'clock this morning. It is now 20 to 6. I feel like I've been sat in this chair for 2 weeks straight. I pretty much have, by the way. The things I do for all of you to make sure that we have content for over Christmas. Anyway, it's been on a long time. These haven't budged. Granted, I haven't been outside today, but we've had a couple of storms recently in the UK. I've been wearing this and my brows have been the only parts of me that have been pristine when I've walked back through the door. It's just an amazing product. It really, truly is. So in the tube, we have a spoolie applicator that's covered in the product. You then apply this direct to the brow hairs and comb in the direction that you want your brows styled. At that point, you can either Pop this back in, lift off the lid and use either one of the two combs to comb your brow hairs back to the skin, or you can use your finger just to press the brow hairs back to stick them back to the skin. For some people, the brushes on the end are going to be completely revolutionary. For me, I prefer to use my fingers. So it is a great product. I haven't found anything so far that rivals it. It's pretty much like PVA glue at the end of the day, but in fancy packaging. Maybe I should try using PVA glue. That's a thought. So the Refi Brow Sculpt is my ultimate favourite, and it is cruelty-free, but it's not affordable. So my affordable cruelty-free favourite goes to the NYX Brow Glue. Now there are positives and negatives to this formula. It goes quite stringy, so you do have to be careful that when you take it out of the tube, you get rid of any excess. Otherwise, it can get a little bit messy. But this also has great hold to this product. I wish the spoolie was a little bit larger, a little bit like the Refi spoolie, but it's not. Also, this works at its best with the hairs pushed back to the skin. It doesn't work as well with just leaving it in the brows and hoping for the best. It does need that extra attachment to the skin for this to hold for a supreme length of time. Having said that, I haven't found anything that's affordable that has this amount of hold to the product. So it's a really nice product. Let's move on to eye primers. Very easy to pick my ultimate favourite. It goes to P. Louise. This is the P. Louise base. It has amazing pigmentation, very much like a full coverage concealer, but it also really grips and holds onto your eyeshadow and makes your eyeshadow pigment far more exaggerated. By using an eyeshadow base, you are going to get a punchier look. It is going to last for longer and it's not going to crease. So this is my ultimate favourite, and it's also cruelty-free. Okay, so I need to make a subtraction. This is not cruelty-free. So P. Louise say that this is a cruelty-free formula, but at the moment there is not enough evidence to back that claim up. So it's not certified. So I can't say that this is cruelty-free. So this is just my ultimate favourite. I can't say it's cruelty-free, and it's definitely not affordable. So let's move on to my favourite that is affordable and also cruelty-free. Once again, I don't think this is going to be a shock for any of my regular viewers. It has just appeared in my drugstore better than high-end video. If you haven't seen that video already, I will link it up here for you. So this is from Beauty Bay and it's the eye base. It is a great consistency. It's lovely. So I'm going to show you these side by side. Both of them have great pigmentation. Now the P. Louise is a much thicker formula than the Beauty Bay, and it comes in a tube, so you have to squeeze some of the product out onto the back of your hand or onto a palette to then apply it to the eyelid. The Beauty Bay eye base actually comes with an applicator, which is really, really nice, and it's actually a much thinner consistency, so it depends on your preference which one of these you're going to prefer. These are the consistency. The top one is from Beauty Bay and the bottom one is the P. Louise. Both have great pigmentation. The P. Louise has slightly better pigmentation, but again, it is thicker, so you may have to set this in place. And the Beauty Bay is just a really beautiful creamy consistency. Both of them aren't drying. They are both really hydrating formulas, both very comfortable to wear, and both do the job that they need to do. If you never really dabble with eyeshadow and you're wanting to give it a go, I would definitely go for the more affordable Beauty Bay option. The P. Louise definitely isn't overly expensive, so if you wear eyeshadow quite a lot and you're wanting something that's really gonna hold and is going to cover absolutely everything on your eyelids, from your discoloration, any red capillaries that are poking through, then you may want to go for the P. Louise. It's definitely not a super expensive formula and it is phenomenal. Moving on to my favourite eyeshadow palettes, this was a real tough one for me. I've tried some amazing eyeshadow palettes out this year, and even though I'm not a daily wearer of eyeshadow, the Pat McGrath palettes are just divine. I've tried some amazing ones from Charlotte Tilbury. Again, Wayne Goss has brought out some beautiful palettes this year. Huda Beauty as well have brought out some great eyeshadow palettes this year. But there are two that I adore, that I reach for more than the others. So the two that I've been loving most, I have to mention the one that I have on today. It's from NARS. It's a relatively new buy for me. How gorgeous is this palette? This is the Climax eyeshadow palette. And I've mentioned this, I've talked about this, I've raved about this so much on my channel. Even though this has colour in here, I still think it's relatively neutral. So if you're one of those people that wants to dip your toe in the colour eyeshadow palettes, but you don't want anything that's too outrageous, then this is the one that I would definitely recommend. The shadows are glorious. They are smooth, they are buttery, they are very easy and beginner friendly to apply. The colour payoff is outrageous. It really is. I love everything about this palette and I have used every shade. Now, I've had a lot of multiple pan eyeshadow palettes in the past. It is very rare that I use and love every single shade. I use every single shade in this palette. I really do. They are all gorgeous. So the NARS palette is an ultimate favourite. I wouldn't say it's the only ultimate favourite, but it's not cruelty free and it's also not affordable. So let's move on to my cruelty free option. This featured in last year's video. I can't go without mentioning the Natasha Denona Glam palette. This palette is so stunning on any eye. It's just on another level. The quality is unreal. And even though I have tried loads of amazing quality palettes this year that are brand new, I still reach for this all the time because it's so wearable. And the quality of the shadows, the smoothness, the butteriness, just easy to apply. Even the metallics you can apply with a brush, and that is very rare. So a lot of the times I would recommend that anybody apply a metallic shadow or even a glittery shadow with your fingertips to get that colour payoff. With this palette, you don't need to do that because the quality is up here. You will get less colour payoff with a brush, but the colour payoff is still there. And you get very little fallout with this palette, which I am amazed about. Now, there are other Natasha Denona palettes that have been brought out this year that could have featured in this video, but they're not going to because I don't like them as much as this one. So the Natasha Denona Glam palette is another of my ultimate favourites. I couldn't leave it out because it is so beautiful. And it's also cruelty-free, but it's not affordable. So let's have a look at my cruelty-free affordable favourite. So many people from the UK may shout at me now for putting this palette in because it is a Colourpop palette and we have to order these from the US. You have to order these direct from the Colourpop website to get them shipped to the UK. But if you order enough over a certain amount, you will get free shipping, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's true. So this is the That's Taupe palette from Colourpop. It's beautiful. It's got a very similar cool toned colour story to the Natasha Denona Glam palette. I'm not gonna lie, the quality of the shadows aren't to the quality of the Natasha Denona, but you're paying a fraction of the cost. What I would suggest you do is just do your eye makeup before you do your face makeup, just so that you can clear up any fallout after you've done your eyes, and that ticks off that problem. So there's nothing wrong with these shadows at all. The mattes are even quite creamy considering the affordability of this palette. I really like it, and I use this on one of my videos, and honestly, you wouldn't have known the difference after I'd done the finished look. Okay, let's move on to eyeliner. First, let's go into liquid liner. You all know I really enjoy wearing a liquid liner. I've got a liquid liner on today, but I've been wearing more soft pencil liners of late because I just think they're slightly more subtle, more muted, and sometimes more flattering on my eyes. So let's go to the liquid liners first. There is nothing that rivals this. I adore it. So this is from Fenty Beauty and it's the Fly Liner. Now I have this in both colours, both black and also the brown. I have the black on today, but it's the brown that I'm in love with. The shade of brown is the most beautiful, warm, bronzy brown. Actually, I should have worn this today because it matches my top. Why did I not think of this? Anyway, stunning. It's waterproof, it's budge proof, it's also sweat resistant. It just doesn't bleed, it doesn't smudge, it does everything. If you want a liquid liner to wear on your wedding day, this is the one that I would point you in the direction of because the tip is so fine. You can get really down right next to those upper lashes and get a very thin line if you want to, but you can also have a thick chunky line if you choose to do that. It's great for a wing, very easy. Nothing wrong with it. I can't say anything negative about it, other than the shape of the tube is quite cumbersome to hold. No, it's not. I don't know what I'm talking about. Moving on to my favourite soft pencil liners. Now I have two ultimate favourites. One is a relatively new find for me. I actually bought some of these on Black Friday and I am so glad that I did because, oh, they are just lovely. These are from Makeup by Mario and they are the, what are they actually called? The Master Pigment Pro pencils. Now I have these in 2 shades. I wanted to buy them in 3, but one of the shades wasn't available at the time and I think that was Perfect Brown. So I will be buying that. So I have managed to get my hands on soft brown and also deep plum. I'm in love with the deep plum shade. So it's that in-between brown, burgundy, aubergine shade. It is so flattering on the skin. So flattering around the eye, especially a brown eye. Wow. So on the other end of the pencil, you've got a brush, which is a great addition because that means that you can really get in and soften the line and blend it out. I didn't think I would get my use out of the brush on the end. I thought it was pretty pointless. It is ingenious, absolutely ingenious. I'm used to using like a little buffer, a sponge on the end to soften out the edges, but the brush works far better. So these are creamy, they are smooth, they are so easy to apply, and once they've set, they don't budge, but there is time for you to work on these before they set down. So they don't set down immediately. You don't have to work at the speed of light and panic before these set in place. You have plenty of time to go in with the little brush and make sure that everything is perfect and then leave them alone. They won't go anywhere. I am so glad that I bought and tried these, and I'm actually quite shocked that products that I've only been using for 3 or 4 weeks now have managed to find their way into my favourites of 2021. That's actually quite impressive. Now, I can't talk about soft pencil eyeliners without mentioning the Charlotte Tilbury Super Nudes Liner Duo. This has a brown kohl end and also a brightening matte creamy end to it as well, which is great for that lower waterline to just widen up the eye, to brighten up the eye, to make you look more awake. This again is an incredibly soft pencil. I don't think the quality of this pencil is as nice as the Makeup by Mario one, but I do feature it in my videos all the time. It's very easy to blend out, and again, it doesn't budge. And because this features a lot in the description box of my videos, because I wear this all the time, I just wanted to give it a quick mention. So the Makeup by Mario liners are my ultimate favourite, and they're also cruelty-free, but they are not affordable. So my affordable and also cruelty-free favourite is from NYX. This is the Epic Wear Liner Stick, and this is actually my favourite shade as well. They have this in a plethora of shades, but if you can get your hands on this, this is stunning. It's like an olive green goldy shade. How beautiful is that? And it does have a bit of a shimmer to it as well. So it's actually called All Time Olive. It's just gorgeous. Really beautiful shade. Doesn't last as long as the Makeup by Mario liners. However, it is still amazing for the price. And finally, let's talk about my favourite mascaras. Now, I've been trying out a lot of new mascaras. I had a bit of a stint of testing out lots of waterproof mascaras because I was going to be doing a best waterproof mascara video. I've knocked that on the head now. My lashes were shot after trying out some of those waterproof mascaras. Waterproof mascaras are renowned for being slightly harsher on the lashes than a regular mascara. They're not as hydrating, they're not as nourishing, so they don't look after them as much. So my lashes really didn't like me using waterproof mascaras on a daily basis. They rebelled and started falling out and started breaking all over the place. So I decided to have a little bit of a break from the waterproof mascaras and go back to those mascaras that I knew were really nourishing and hydrating for my lashes. The unfortunate thing with those mascaras that are nourishing and hydrating, most of them, because they are very creamy, liquidy formulas, don't dry down 100% on the lashes, because the more the mascara dries down on the lash, the more drying it is for your lashes. So with that, you will get some transference onto those upper lids. So I do find I have to powder my upper lids more when I'm using the mascaras that are actually good for my lashes. So I just wanted to put that out there before I started listing my favorites. So I don't have one ultimate favorite. I have an ultimate favorite combination because I like to layer up my mascaras to create the desired effect. So my first ultimate favourite is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Push Up Lashes. Again, it does transfer onto your upper lids, and it's really a one-trick pony. So this will lengthen my lashes, but it won't really volumize my lashes. So I like to team it with my other ultimate favourite, which is from Lancome. This is the Mr. Big Mascara. Unbelievable combination. They don't look clumpy, they stay separated, but they look long and thick and chunky, just how I like them. I'm sorry. That's what she said. So like I said, these are the perfect combination. I've tried other amazing mascaras this year. The Bite Beauty mascara was lovely, but I just didn't feel that it was hydrating and nourishing enough to warrant being one of my ultimate favorites. So although it's beautiful, it didn't feature in this video. So let me just show you the applicators of both of my ultimate favorites. The one on the right is the Charlotte Tilbury Push Up Lashes, which is ultra fine Amazing for getting deep down into those lashes to get every single little lash and get right down at the base without getting it all over your eyelids. This is also great for those lower lashes. I don't get any on my skin below the lashes when I'm doing my lower lashes with this mascara wand. The one on the left is the Mr. Big mascara from Lancome. Really chunky, really full, great for layering that mascara over the top of the push-up lashes. It just really cakes it on, but doesn't get them all clumpy. Still nice and separated and fluttery. So the Charlotte Tilbury and the Lancome make up my ultimate mascara combination. However, although they are my ultimate favourite, they are not cruelty-free or affordable. So my favourite cruelty-free and affordable option goes to e.l.f. Lash It Loud Mascara. This is fantastic. Not just fantastic for the cost, it's fantastic, but there is a split decision on this mascara. If you have a look at the reviews, there's a lot of people that love it, but there's also a lot of people that hate it. I personally love this. I love the applicator. I think it's actually quite unique, but very easy to use. This grabs every single lash and gives it a really good coating. The one thing I will say is that when you take it out of the tube, you need to make sure that you've removed everything from the end of the applicator, otherwise you'll get into a little bit of a mess. But this is great at lengthening. It's also great at volumizing, so it's a multi-purpose mascara. Cruelty-free and affordable. So that's it for my favourite eye products of 2021. I have ummed and ahed about this list for the longest time. Some things have been put on and then they've been taken off and other things have been added, and I've gone back to these items so many times that they had to finally be set in stone. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to put all of your favourites in the comment section, and also don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.